don't blame it on the Rona. Because I truly believe that, look, if there's an issue that's going to cause you to get into an argument at home, it's been there.
I agree with that.
It's not because of Rona. Now, because
can we
everyone's
say
home.
the Corona?
No, we're going to say the Rona.
Too close to Rona.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine.
Whether you've been married 1 or 20 plus years, at some point, you realized you were married into crazy.
And that's what our podcast is all about. We offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as we unpack this crazy thing called marriage.
So sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
All right, let's go.
I'm so busted. Welcome to episode 82
Way busted.
of the Married into Crazy podcast with Snooks and Lovey. I am Lovey.
I am Snooks.
And we'd like to welcome everybody back in the midst of week 5,022 of shelter in place. That's what it feels like.
What is this week? What week is this?
I have no idea. It's like week 3 for some. I've been home for this is my third week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my third week being home, and I know that some people are just now being sent home. Just depends on where you're at in the nation. I saw a really cool interview with Dr. Fauci, however you want to pronounce it. Amazing guy, but he was being interviewed by Steph Curry on Instagram, and it was nice because it was without the pomp and circumstance. It didn't have governmental officials or the media around him. It was just him behind his desk and Steph just asking questions. And there were 50,000 or so of us that were live on there watching and sending in questions, and Steph was asking it to Dr. Fauci, and it was pretty cool. Why are you smiling?
Because you said it's cute. Like Steph, yeah, about 50,000.
Oh yeah, we boys. We go way
Yeah.
back. yeah, not even close. Not even close. I have never met
So funny.
Stephen Curry.
No, I think that's cool. You're like, so about 50,000 of us. It was like, okay, Steph, we gonna send you some questions.
No, I had nothing to do with it. It was pretty cool to jump on, and then Trevor Noah did the exact same thing the next
I like
day.
Trevor.
So I think it's really cool how you have the leading, not epidemiologist, what is he? Infectious disease expert in the United States, making himself available to the common individual, if you will.
Well, I think that it's like you hear people say certain things. Oh, thank you, sir. You hear like officials or whatever, they say certain things, and then you hear them the like celebrities or whatever. It's like we tend to believe, or we give them more credibility. Oh well, if he talked to Steph and he told Steph that, then it's all good. Well, he told Trevor, but if it was Fox News, and be like, he lying.
No, you're right though. I think because we have a tendency to I don't know, people identify with Steph Curry. They identify with Trevor Noah, who is an immigrant that came into the country and didn't have really a whole lot to his name.
He's so funny.
He's hilarious. He's one of the best comedians out there.
It's just a different kind of comedy.
And he calls it like he sees it. It's nice to get a different set of eyes from outside the country. But the nice thing is that Dr. Fauci made a lot of information available that you may have heard before, but he broke it down in such a way that it was really understandable and relatable. And I really appreciated that. And so, which is funny because he mentioned a variety of things about how some parts of the nation are going to continue to shelter in place and other parts maybe not so much down the road because New York, California, Washington are very different than say South Dakota and Montana and those different areas that are in middle America that aren't as heavily impacted or as dense of a population.
I promise you, I was looking at the map and I was like, wow, I wish I lived in North Dakota right now.
No, you
I don't think they have any. No, I know I don't. But I think that, I don't know, some people are taking to the shelter in place okay, and then there are some that are like ready to just pull their hair out. I don't know. I don't want to say I have the best of both worlds because I'm still going to work, but you're here, I get to talk to you whenever I feel like talking to you. Not really because you're working, but it's just different knowing that you're home.
So are you trying to make me feel better because I'm non-essential?
No, you're essential, babe. You're working from home. it just shows
I
they
thought you were about to say, you're essential, baby. You're working for me.
no, that just shows they trust you. They probably don't trust me to work at home.
Oh.
I'd be like, I don't want to answer that phone.
No, and it's pretty cool. It's one of those things. Like even today, we had a regional meeting via Zoom, and we were talking with our regional director, and she's part of our leadership team that deals with our president and all that of the company. And we threw some questions out there. I even threw out a question regarding this particular topic to her, asking about, Dr. Fauci saying that different people are going to, or different areas may have restraints lifted sooner than others based on the level of risk. And it's just a theory right now. But if that happens, what does that mean for our sales force? Are different people going to be able to go back to work sooner than others? And it was really encouraging to hear her say that no, because our company is taking a stance that our people come first. Our patients come first, but then the safety of our people that serve those patients come first as well. And we're going to make sure that everybody across the board is safe and not just some here, some there. Right. Why risk it?
I feel like you have to respect those companies that are doing that are taking care of their employees, that are making sure that their employees are safe. It's not business as usual. For some people, they may feel like that, but it really is not business as usual. And you have to start thinking about the employees. You have to think about, because they have families. And honestly, if I'm worried about my family and my family being safe, how productive am I going to be at my job? I'm not going to be that productive, because I'm going to be checking in, and my mind is other places. That leaves room for errors and mistakes or whatever.
Yeah.
So I applaud those companies that are taking care of their people. And, there may be some companies that they just can't do it. And, I know that's hard. They have to make some hard decisions too. So.
No, I think you're dead on, because I've always hated. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me when I hear people say it's just business. That's always bothered me. I don't know why, early on before I even got into business, but it's always bothered me to say it's just business, because it's not just business. It's personal.
It's personal to someone.
It's always personal, because, in business, if that was the case, everything would be automated. It would just be a bunch of robots. It's never just business, because it's about people. And if you lose sight that people are the core of every single business, then you're gonna lose sight of why you're even there, what your purpose may be. And if the purpose is just to make money, which, I mean, you do want to make money, but you want to provide a service. You want to provide, remember, business began on the barter system, where I give you something, you give me something, and at some point it evolved to the point where it was like, okay, well, if you want this, you got to pay me with, some currency. And somewhere lost in that shuffle was the fact that the person that's helping with that transaction is a person as well. And there's a variety of memes out there, and I've seen some articles that have talked specifically to that the way that companies deal with their customers, their employees, and how they handle this crisis is going to determine how long they're going to survive after the crisis.
Yeah.
Because people do remember.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sad, though. I mean, I know that we need all of this stuff in place for safety. And I'm a strong proponent of making sure that everybody stays home, and economy, we can always build an economy back up, but we can't give somebody life again. So I'm all about staying home, but I also recognize that it's difficult, because like Macy's is talking about furloughing 100,000 people. I think it's like 130,000 nationwide.
I heard that.
And there's a variety of other companies. One of my doctor friends, I don't call him anymore, but she made a post on Facebook saying, no. And she said, I'm not gonna say his name, but her husband is upset because Best Buy is closed.
I didn't know that they were closed.
It was one of those things where I could just see that old commercial for Mervyn's, open. Yeah, I could see a bunch of people just kind of like zombies, not zombies really, but just the retail zombies, like, that are just clawing at the stores. Like, I just need to touch it before I buy it on Amazon.
Right.
I just need to try on those shoes before I buy them somewhere else.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's going to be interesting. I would say stock tip, stock alert, stock alert, stock alert.
I just heard that today too. Someone was talking about that.
Pay attention.
Paying attention to the stocks.
But not just the stocks, but pay attention to the businesses that you think are going to thrive after the fact. Whenever there's a calamity, whenever there's something that transpires, you need to look at how they're treating their customers, how they're how they're relating to the people that are going through it, but then also who's going to be in a position to really, because the market's going to shift. It's going to change to a certain point that we're rediscovering how to serve us, the customers. There's a lot of online businesses. There's a lot of things. We're in the process of creating, a private online community just for, our Iron Tribe online. So that way we're going to present an opportunity for couples to really network with each other and talk with people in order to kind of make sure that, hey, I'm going through this and you're going through this. How did you go through that? Okay, we can do it together, whatever. Oh, and when you vacationed, where did you go? How did you do, just trying to create this strong online community. So there's a variety of things that are taking place that are taking root right now, even in the midst of adversity. It's funny when you scorch the earth, when there's a major natural, fire and the trees are burned and the vegetation's burned. Well, that scorched earth becomes fertile ground. And usually the forest or the vegetation comes back stronger, better, more vibrant than it ever had before, because now that scorched earth has been, because of the fire and the carbon that's in there, it's just a lot of things that were provided for the soil that had never been there before. And I think that coming out of this, when it's all said and done, it's going to create a more vibrant, strong, united America when it's all said and done. And that's why you should vote for me in 2020.
Wow. Okay. No. It's funny that you said about, I'm going to say it's funny, but about out of the torch and all that, and you come back and it's vibrant and coming together and it's going to be stronger. And But it's like, is it like that for couples at home right now?
I hope so. Well,
Wait, I just have to tell you this. I'm so sorry. So I had to go to the store, and there was a lady. She was in the store also. She was with her husband. They were shopping.
Mistake number one.
Oh my God. And I wanted to laugh so bad because she was so irritated, because he was like, oh, I think we should. And she was like, we always get this particular brand. And so he was like, nah, I don't know if that's a good idea. And she was like, for crying out loud. She just, and I looked over because I walked down the aisle and they were further down, but her body language, she's holding on to the cart like, geez, Manise, can you just hurry up? And so he's like, oh, I don't know. She's like, for crying out loud. And she just grabbed one and she put it in the cart and she was mumbling something. I had to turn my head because I was dying. I wanted to laugh out loud so bad. It was so funny, but
it's like, bruh, stay in your, okay.
They clearly are not getting along right now.
Husbands, myself included, it's time for us to stay in our lanes.
Please stay in your lane.
So if you're not the one that does XYZ, if you're not the one that goes shopping and does the shopping for the family, but you decide to go together, like, hey, I'm home, let's do it together. We haven't done this in years. Yeah, you might want to exercise some caution when you're going down that aisle and you're like, you start to question, well, why are you buying that one? How can we get in those chips? We're like, why can't we get the cheaper brand or whatever? So as a matter of fact, we might do a field trip.
Lovey and I have gone shopping together. We don't go like major shopping together, but if it's a pop in and a pop out kind of thing, we'll go together. But even then, we go our own ways, because one time it was Lovey, I, and Kiana, and Kiana was like, why is he here with us? I said, you will not talk about your father like that. She's like, Mom, oh my God.
Hey, but okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. So I saw an article and I couldn't find it again. Listen, when you see something, make sure you save it the first time you see it, because I guarantee that on the internet you will never find it again.
Oh my gosh, how many times did that happen to me?
Like for your research and all that for school?
Jesus.
So I saw an article. It's funny. I saw one yesterday. Saw one again this morning that was talking about how crime is down, like neighborhood crime, burglaries, attempted break-ins, car stuff.
Ain't nobody trying to go on nobody else's house.
Because everybody home.
Be like, you got the corona?
Right. They're looking at the first thing. I'm looking like, okay, should I wear a mask in that house?
Are they coughing?
Do I see Lysol anywhere?
Right. No.
It's bad when the thieves are sitting there. They got their own Lysol. They're like, they're wiping down the knobs on the door before they pick it. No, but I was just saying that. So these two articles that stated that home burglaries and neighborhood type stuff, crime was down.
That's good.
And it was anticipated by law enforcement that would be down. But there was, both of these inferred that they were waiting for the other shoe to drop, that they were anticipating that domestic disturbances may increase. And it's funny. It's like, they're blaming it all on Corona. Corona is coronavirus is the reason why crime is down because everybody's home. But soon we think that coronavirus is going to be responsible for people having domestic violence or domestic disturbances because now you have everybody underneath one roof. And I'm here to say, don't blame it on the Rona. Don't blame it on the Rona. Because I truly believe that, look, if there's an issue that's going to cause you to get into an argument at home, it's been there.
I agree with that.
It's not because of Rona. Now, because everyone's
say
home.
The Corona.
No, we're going to say the Rona.
Too close to Rona. You know, people call
social
me,
distance, don't touch me.
People call me Rona.
Look here. Hey, look, Rona. Look, she touched me. I need some Lysol. Hey, so but I just want to get back to that. Don't blame it on coronavirus. So if you're having challenges in your house and you're like, oh God, if you're picking up the phone talking about, girl, if he don't leave me alone or get out this house, or if these children don't blah, 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 you know, or, you know, the fellas, if you're on the phone talking about, look, man,
they're not on the phone, they're texting.
You know, the dudes.
Yeah, do you guys talk on the phone? Oh yeah,
I'm on the phone.
You do.
I guess it just depends on your age demographic, but no, it's like, look, man, she on my last nerve. If she asked me to clean XYZ one more time, you know. So, but if you have these issues that are going on, I'd venture to say that those things were around long before coronavirus, but they were swept under the rug.
Right. So being home together now is like causing you to. I want to say some people may say causing you. I'm saying being home together now gives you the opportunity.
It puts a spotlight
to deal with whatever's been going on, what's been building up. So, okay, we have nothing but time now. So let's turn the TV off. Let's put down the tablets and the phones or whatever, and let's talk. Like you had said before about getting reacquainted. Yeah, reconnecting. So if there are things that, okay, well, I've been putting this off. I've been not wanting to say anything to him because he's just gone and blah blah blah. So hey, let's go for it. Let's do it. You know.
I know, it's funny because so now it's like, remember that time you said this about my mother, or remember that time you was looking at so and so, and I was gonna talk to you about it. But
she got a book. They'd be like, okay, babe, let's talk. Okay, hold on. Let me get my
my
glasses. Let me get my glasses. So on this day, at this such and such a time.
I know, but don't blame it on Corona. What we can blame it on is our ability to let other things distract us or get in our way. Mm-hmm. It's easy when to claim being busy. Well, why didn't you ever handle that? Well, you know, it just wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right time because I had to coach. I had to go to work. I had to volunteer. I had to, and all these had tos are things that we put in place of dealing with whatever the issue may be. Mm-hmm. More times than not, the issue's not really that major. It's just something that needs to be dealt with that you just don't feel like putting the time in.
But what if it is major though? So the thing is that major issues don't just blow over. You know, if a wind comes and it's major, that issue is going to stay. If it's something small, maybe it'll blow away. But if you have a major issue, the way to get over it is not to avoid it. The way to get over it is to deal with it, because later on it just keeps festering and festering and festering and festering. And then what happens later? It's a bigger issue. And then it's volcano and it's an eruption and everything is just, now we got lava everywhere and everything's burning and it's just a catastrophe, you know?
I agree.
So while we have the time, let's handle our business, because honestly, I feel like being home together, this is either going to make or break some families. It really is. It's either going to make you stronger, or it's really, you're just going to be like, I can't anymore. I mean, because we don't know how long this is going to last. Trump said, the social distance thing now is till April 30th.
Yep. And
I honestly believe it's going to go on longer than that. So it's like, if you don't handle your business with your spouse, you won't have a spouse, and B, you're going to be by yourself.
Right. And so it's one of those things where, remember that analogy earlier we were talking about scorched earth? Hey, voluntarily scorch that earth in your home. I'm not saying, start an argument. What I am saying is open up some dialogue. There's a difference, folks, between dialogue, argument. Dialogue is a two-way street where you're seeking solutions and you're listening to each other and you're open. argument is, we all know what arguments are. Argument is somebody sleeping on the couch, somebody ain't getting none, somebody is just in a whole lot of trouble. So let's not go there, but scorch the earth for the good. And that means that let's make sure that you can't blame it on the Rona. And you know what?
And stop saying that.
Let me bring up one other thing you can't blame on the Rona. My bad.
I know you're ashamed.
Okay, so people are like, oh my God, it's day 5 and I've already eaten 30 days worth of snacks. Okay, you can't blame that on coronavirus. You can't blame that on Rona or Rona. That's a lack of discipline and habits. You know, honestly, I think it all comes back to habits. We've created the habit of avoiding discussions, avoiding those difficult conversations, the opportunity to scorch some earth so you can turn around and have a fertile land to plant and grow. But we've also put some habits in place to where you're snacking here and there, and it's like the discipline. You've replaced the discipline of, not eating the wrong things, eating for fuel, versus that going to work and being busy with volunteering. You put all these other things in place, distractions, if you will. So
so you bring up something about scorching the earth and how it comes back fertile, and a lot of people, first of all, people are, I think, afraid of maybe facing the truth. So that's why they don't want to do that. Let's just sweep it away. Let's just act like it doesn't happen, or just kind of walk around with the blinders on or whatever. And to your point, you're saying, well, if you do that, then it could come back more fertile. It can come back more, vibrant and that kind of thing. But there are some people out there that probably are thinking, but what if it doesn't? What if I put it out there, and what if I scorch it and I whatever, and it doesn't ever come back to I can't ever, knowing it's uninhabitable now. So do I say, dang it, I should have just left well enough alone? Or do I say, well, at least I know the truth? Okay. So that could be why. And I grabbed my tablet because I was trying to find where they use, I want to say it was like in the it was before the 50s, but they did those, they were testing the hydrogen bombs. And I always call it Bikini Bottom, but it's not Bikini Bottom, but it's somewhere out there like Bikini something. But they were testing, and that place has never been the same. So maybe someone feels like, if I drop this bomb or if I scorch this earth, my relationship as I know it will never be the same. So is it as bad as I'm saying that it is, or that I'm thinking that it is? Can I live with this? Am I okay with just settling? So you have those kind of things that people may be thinking about, that crosses someone's mind, because sometimes you just, I just leave it alone and just wear my blinders, even though I know something back here, might be saying something. But
so let me say this. I know that we offer coaching for couples, but in those situations, you need a little bit more professional help. I think that at that point, if it's that bad to where it's like, if I drop this bomb, it's never going to be the same again, then it's time to really go get some counseling. Well, and for couple counseling together.
I think that, because you don't really know that is that bad. And unless you know. Some people may really know, but some people don't know, and they're like, I'm afraid to make that move. It's like, I'm so frozen because I can't move. You say you get scared and you can't, in your dream, you try to scream and you don't hear nothing come out. It's almost like people are like that in their relationships. There's something, and they freeze up. Never mind, I just won't.
Just leave it alone. Keep it moving.
So is it like because you're afraid of being alone? You're afraid of, I don't know, the relationship not working? So
there's challenges regardless. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, nor am I going to say that it's going to be rectified in one conversation or overnight. Mm-hmm. But one thing I can tell you is that without it coming to light, without you guys talking about it, without you guys sitting down, and again, I'm not talking about heaviness. If it's something heavy, then, again, I'm going back to, you need to have that conversation with a professional, a counselor, somebody that you can sit down with, and the two of you. But I'm also going to caution you to say, like, are you saying something to get it off your chest, even though you know it's going to destroy the other individual?
What are the motives behind you saying
Right.
it?
There's got to be a level of compassion, right? Because that compassion, that's the first letter of crazy. When we talk about married into crazy, again, crazy stands for compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding. That first letter, compassion. Are you showing compassion? Are you going to be compassionate in your conversation? One of the other things we talked about was think. Think before you actually sit down and have this conversation. And think is also an acronym. And think, like we talked about several episodes ago, is what you're about to say thoughtful? Is it honest? Is it intelligent? Is it necessary? And is it kind?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the things that you need to, think before you act crazy. Is that good?
I like that. Think before you act crazy.
Think before you act crazy.
Yeah.
So there's all that, but what?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and if you're having issues with figuring out how to talk to the person, how to communicate with the person, the DISC assessment, that is very important as far as that helps you learn how to communicate, with how to talk with the other person, what you learn your style, what you are, say your style, but what DISC,
yep.
You learn what your communication style is, and you also learn how to, or are able to, talk to another person's communication style by, I see when I say this, that's why so.
Absolutely. If you're having challenges and you think, okay, well, we just never communicate, he never listens, or she never listens, or they don't understand where I'm coming from. Look, this is not a sales pitch. I mean, it's going to sound kind of salesy, but it's not. I don't know how it's a sales pitch when I'm giving away something for free. You go to our website, there is an assessment. It says assessment only on our website. And go directly to marriedintocrazy.com/coaching. You scroll and you're going to see assessment only. And it'll say it's free $99. It is $0. So you can take this assessment. You will be getting a free 22-page document that is actually it's 23 pages that will give you a breakdown of how you like to communicate, your preferences and tendencies. Go to our website, get it for free. You want somebody to break it down, consult with you, and talk with you? I'm there for you in that respect as well. There is a nominal fee for that side of it, but I'm telling you right now, I've got a couple of testimonies, both video as well as some written testimonies that are on there where I've helped a variety of people all across the world. I'm not talking about just right here in my backyard. I'm talking about across the world and helping them analyze their disc and then move to greater levels in their life. When it comes to communication, you cannot advance in a relationship unless you learn how to communicate. It's 99% of what you're going to do, both verbal and nonverbal. But what we're going to be talking about is the verbal, and it does feed over and bleed over into your nonverbal. Mm-hmm. It's crucial. If nothing else, get this for free, simply because you can have the assessment, you can read it, and when the time comes and you want to understand it better and do a deep dive or get a consultation, I'm there for you.
Well, not only. Oh my gosh, I hate when I do that. I just forgot what I was getting ready to say.
Oh. See, therein lies the challenges of marrying an older woman.
Whatever.
Are you not older?
I am.
Okay. By 4 months. I know everyone.
4 months? That's
2
your
months?
other girlfriend.
That's my other girlfriend.
I
2
know
months.
You're ashamed.
See,
anyway.
And see, when you get old, you start forgetting how to count
senile.
too.
Forget who I look like.
Well, what's funny is that
that's my other family.
I tell everybody that when they look at Snooks and Lovey and when they look at us, I'm not gonna start talking in the third person, but when they start looking at us, I always say they look at her, they smile, and they look at me. They look at her, then they look at me, and then they say,
"No, they don't.
He must have money."
No, they don't. No, they do not.
Yeah, they do. That's a testament to you, girl.
Well, I accept that, thank you, but they don't do that.
Well, here's something else that's going on. Let me just kind of add another layer. I'm going to keep coming back to DISC because...
Oh, that's what I was going to say. While you have the time, I mean, because
Right.
if you're home now, a lot of times when people are moving, now you may have a little bit more time on your hands.
Not me. You do. You do. You got lots of time on your hands.
Okay.
Now I am working while I'm from home, but I can work in pockets to where I can make myself available to assist you in this process. Like, I'm not playing, folks. And if you go to the website and it's difficult for some reason, if you're not used to purchasing things, email me. snooksandlovey@gmail.com. That's SNOOKSANDLOVEY@gmail.com, or simply coaching@marriedintocrazy.com. Or when you go to our website, on the very front page, there's a little spot at the bottom where you can type a message. Type something in there as well. Let us know what's going on, because we truly do want to help you. That's why I made it free.
Here's the thing too. I just want to say this. We started this podcast and we've talked a lot about our journey and what we went through, from the bamboozle. I didn't want to meet him. He didn't want to meet me, to falling in love, 8 days, to getting engaged in 4 months. Okay. Getting engaged in 4 months, and then the stabbing and the 2 surgeries and the wedding and the
her asking me for divorce on our anniversary at Morton's.
I was chronological.
I know, you're getting there.
Thank you. I wasn't going to say that.
Some things are scarring.
But anyway, so the reason why this is why we do what we do. I'll say for myself, I love love. I am a lover of love. I am. I think I'm probably one of the most romantic people that have ever walked the earth. Before I knew what love and romance was, I think I was involved in love and romance. I didn't know there was a name for the way that I felt. So, I'm being very honest about that. So, when I see couples and they're loving and they're holding hands, and that just warms my heart. And I want us all to be like that. What is that saying? Amen. Oh, just because you got somebody, you want everybody to have somebody. Well, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I do. So, we mean what we say from the bottom of our hearts, because relationships are hard, but they're hard, and so is exercise. But when you see the benefits or you see the results of the exercise, you're like, yeah. So when you see the results of the work that you're doing in your marriage, then you're like, yeah. So
no, it's funny you say that, because right there on the front page, it talks about how we are committed to helping 1 million couples. That is our mission in life. That is our passion. And if you're ever fortunate enough to find your purpose, amen. I mean, that is a great thing, and that is our purpose, because it's something that we thrive in together. Mm-hmm. And even today, there's a speaker, big time speaker, that's down, talks in the educational system down in Southern California. I shouldn't just say Southern California because he travels, but down in SoCal, it's DJ. If you go to DJ Inspires, @DJ Inspires, you're going to see a lot of work he's putting in with the youth all throughout Southern California. And DJ is a real cool guy, and he had posted something earlier today, and I responded to it, and just, I don't even remember what the post was or what the comment was I made. He came back, and it was about basically getting your grind on, and no matter what, that when you're doing what you love, you do it simply because you love it. You're not seeking anything from it. And I just basically said something like fact or bet or whatever. And he was like, his only response to me was, 1 million couples, right? And I was like, amen, absolutely. That's cool. So, when you shine, and when I say shine, I'm not talking about shine like street shine. I'm not talking about, where you are actually showing what you got, that you got this watch, you got this jewelry, you got this car, you got this wad of money in your pocket. Not that shine. I'm talking about when your aura, when your beauty from within is shining, when you're living in the purpose that God has given you, right, for you and your relationship, right, you will shine. That's right. And this is how we shine, by helping others. Mm-hmm. So look, don't think this is some gimmick. Don't think this is some way that, I'm just waiting to say, I got you. Not at all. Okay. I know I sound old man-ish, right? Gotcha. I gotcha. No, this is something that we love to do. And utilizing the disc is nothing more than a tool, but it's a tool that I truly believe in. Everybody in this house has used this tool. I was talking today. I was on a panel, a success panel earlier this morning, with people from all over the world. There were people from the United Kingdom, people from, all throughout the United States. They're on the success panel. And I happen to be one of the people on the panel, along with Quest Green, who is a major, major, major proponent for love and for marriage across the United States. Check him out at Quest Green. And there's another cat named Eli Rivera. He's a firefighter, but this dude, when we talk about going hard, living life the hard way, I mean, he's a subscriber to Andy Frisella's 75 Hard. He's inspired, a group of individuals to do this that have never even thought about this level of fitness. And then Fatai Langi. And Fatai, she is the bomb. She's up in Nevada changing the way that the foster care system is working and operating. These people, I was just blessed to be in the same panel with them. But one of the things we talked about is our passion and our love for doing what we do and why we do it. So anyway, I'm sorry. I just kind of like went on a little tangent.
I swear. No, I'm playing.
No, but it's all about that love.
Good.
I want you guys to know that I'm challenging each and every one of you to go to our website at the very minimum and get the free 99 assessment.
Free 99 is 0 cents.
That's 0 cents. So go and get that thing, and I will help you. I will help you when you need the help. But in the meantime, you'll have this assessment and start to read through it. Some of it is very straightforward, but when you really want to make sense of it so you can actually take that next step, I'm here for the consultation as well. So anyway, one other thing that's going on right now in this time of social distancing, we've got 7 people, including Isaiah, underneath one roof. I called Snooks today. I came back. My car was in the shop, and I picked it up today. Dropped off the rental, came back, got my car. I was in the garage for probably 20 minutes, sitting there in my car. And then it dawned on me that, wait a minute, in the last like 2-3 weeks, there have been times where I sat in my car and chilled out. Snooks has been in her car in the garage and chilled out. My daughter goes to the driveway, gets into her car, chills out, just to kind of get away from all of this. Our son and his girlfriend, individually, not at the same time, they go to their car and sit in there and chill out. And the only person that has no car to go into is Kiki.
Poor Kiki.
Our youngest.
Well, the car is out
Technically,
there.
the car is hers.
She won't go outside, though.
She won't go outside her room.
No.
That is her haven.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how everyone, even within the boundaries of, I hate to call it a quarantine, but everybody's still finding a way to even have another level of distancing.
Time.
Yeah, alone time.
But so I will say this. So tomorrow we're having our Ashanti. She made plans for us, her dad and I, to have brunch together, and no one else is invited. It's just our time with her. And so we're having, she wanted to do Margarita Monday. And so I was like, well, she just went to work. She works from 8 to 11:30. So I says, well, we can't do Margarita Monday. She goes, okay, cool. We'll just do Tequila Tuesday. I was like,
she was ready for that.
So we're having, tomorrow's because I'm off tomorrow for Cesar Chavez Day. So everyone's going to be home, and we're having game day. We're having
you do know I'm working,
Mexican
right?
food, tacos and chips and salsa and quesadillas and
while I'm working?
Wherever else they want. And I brought some margarita mix.
Yeah, she's not skipping a beat.
I bought margarita mix. So I don't drink margaritas, but I like the mix. So
she's going to drink the mix and
we're
some
going to have
ice.
the mix. I'm going to put a little salt in the glass.
Meanwhile, Dad will be in the office on a conference call.
Well, when you're done.
Yeah, true. Later on. Okay.
Yeah.
You're talking about like this is an all-day thing.
Well, we're going to have brunch because you do get a lunch, right?
Well, I will be working. I have a series of things. There's a time window. So for that, I have to be committed.
Okay. Well, her and I will have brunch together.
Y'all have brunch. And I'll be over here bringing home the bacon.
Like I do every day.
Like you do every day because you're essential.
That's right.
All right. So now's the time in the podcast where we do 2 for the road.
Nope.
Oh, 2 for the quarantine.
Nope.
What are we calling it?
1 for the quarantine, 1 for the road. I'm on the road. You're quarantined.
Ah, okay.
Hey, different times, baby. Different times.
All right, here we go. What does yours say?
I can put my significant other's needs first.
Yes, you can. Help the non-essentials out. Oh, I like this one. I can do the laundry.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Yeah, you could fold some clothes.
Oh,
Fold them.
no, it said do the
Oh,
laundry. That didn't say fold
Let
the
me
laundry.
tell you something. Lovey, what I was like, okay, I'm gonna fold the clothes, and I guess I took too long to fold the clothes. He goes and he gets his stuff, and I'm like, where's the stuff at? So I was like, oh, he must have put them up. So I found a pair of underwear, and I folded them up, and I went to his drawer to put them in. Why were they just thrown in the drawer? I said, what is this mess?
Why they got to be folded?
Are you serious? That's a pet peeve I have. I was like, babe.
When I was in the military, we had to fold our underwear in 6-inch squares.
Well, I'm not
hated
asking
that.
for 6-inch squares.
But I'm just
Just
saying,
fold the underwear.
I'm just gonna put them on.
It doesn't matter. I was so like, oh my gosh, outdone. You know, that's my thing though.
That is funny.
The drawers have to be neat.
That is funny. Well, I can do the laundry. It said nothing about folding. It just said do the laundry.
Lovey, that's part of doing the laundry.
It didn't say that.
Oh, good Lord.
I go by the I Can. That is the I Can for couples, which is also available on our website on the shop.
Terrible.
But, it does not say I can fold the clothes.
Okay, so what does do the laundry mean?
Wash them and dry them. Sort them, wash them, dry them, put them in the pile for Snooks.
You heard it here first.
Anyway, hey, we're having a blast during our coronavirus. It's not a quarantine. The shelter in place. We're reconnecting. Even us, we are reconnecting, rediscovering a few things.
Mm-hmm.
See, look at that. I just discovered that folding the laundry was a part of laundry. Who knew?
He did not just discover that.
Who knew? That is amazing.
You didn't just
see the things that you
discover
can discover when you are at home with your spouse. Amazing.
Or when your spouse is at work. When the cat's away, the mice will play.
When the cat's away, the mice will stuff their underwear
in the
drawers. So stuff the drawers in the drawer.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that, until the next time, be blessed.
Bye-bye.